Hello and welcome students. I'm Ajay Sir, your English educator. I welcome you all on Oliveboard e-learning platform. So, again, we are going to start a very particular topic that is called Para Jumble structure. So, at first, let me know that I'm audible to you. Please go on. Hello and welcome students. Fast. I'm Ajay Sir, your English educator. I welcome you all on. We are going to start the session. Platform. The session. Again, today's session we are going to start a very particular topic that is called Para Jumble structure. Am I audible to you? Let me know that I'm audible to you. Please go on. Do it fast. After that, we are going to start the session. I'm Ajay Sir, your English educator. I welcome you all. We are going to start the session. The session. Again, today's session we are going to start a very particular topic that is called Para Jumble. Let's start it. Am I audible? We are talking about. Let me know that I'm audible to you. If we are going to talk about the particular topic that is called Para Jumble structure. Para Jumble. After that, we are going to start the session. I'm Ajay Sir, your English educator. I welcome you all. We are going to start the session. Perfect. The session. Again, today's session we are going to start a very particular topic. Today's topic is Para Jumble structure. That is also called. Am I audible? We are talking about. We are going to start it with basic to advanced level about the particular topic that is called Para Jumble structure. Para Jumble. After that, we are going to start the session. I'm Ajay Sir, your English educator. I welcome you all. We are going to start the session. Perfect. The session. Again, today's session we are going to start a very particular topic. Today's topic is Para Jumble structure. That is also called. Am I audible? We are talking about. We are going to start it with basic to advanced level about. Now it. Please let me know. Okay. Yeah. Now it's okay. Yes or no? Hopefully it's okay now. Yeah, there was some technical issue. Actually, it was a technical glitch. Now it's okay or not? Please let me know about it. After that, we are going to start the particular topic that is called Para Jumble structure. What is Para Jumble words? Okay. Is it perfect now? Yeah, perfect. So we are going to start the session now. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. So the topic is, better. So the topic is Para Jumble structure. Now we are going to start it with basic to advanced level. In this particular session, we will target our basic to moderate level, and the second one will be on advanced level. The first thing that comes in your mind where while you are going to solve any type of Para Jumble, that is comprehensive part. So how can I understand the theme of the given particular para, and how can I do the pair of the given particular paras? So we will start with the tips and tricks. I am going to tell you some tips and tricks. If we are going to solve any type of Para Jumble structure, then we can use these tips and tricks in this in that particular question. So we are going to start with the first trick. And that is, have you heard that we should start any type of Para Jumble structure with these particular statements, like in the beginning, once upon a time, at first. These are the starting moments. These are the starting point. These are the starting point of any Para Jumble structure. While we are going to study or any type of sentence, while we are going to conclude any type of sentence, we should go for the words that are the starting words. And these are in the beginning. We can start it once upon a time and at first. These are the words that will be used while we are going to start any type of sentence. So it may be a tip also. That we should start with, if any particular sentence consists these type of words, these type of phrases, definitely we will go for the first one. Got it? Yes or no? We are going to talk about some tips and tricks before going to solve any type of Para Jumble structure. We should know the tips and tricks that how can we solve with speed and accuracy. And that is starting word in the beginning, once upon a time and at first. Let me give you an example. That is, once upon a time there lived a king who was very kind and generous. Once upon a time, once upon a time. This is the starting. This is the starting of a sentence. This is the starting of a sentence, and we can use it in a starting of a sentence. So here are the starter. Here are the starter. While you go to any type of restaurant to eat food, they will give you a starter. They will give you a starter. And while we are going to complete, while we are going to solve any type of para-jumble, any type of sentence structure, we are going to start with these words. That is in the beginning, once upon a time, and at first. After that, we can go for the second tip. Sir, what must be the second tip? What must be the second tip? If we are going to conclude, any type of sentence that can have eventually, hence, therefore, finally, and thus. These are the words that will be used while we are going to conclude any type of sentence. Like, she called me again and again. She called me again and again to help her. She called me again and again to help her. And finally, I decided to help her in her studies. So finally is a word. Finally is a word that is conclusive word. That is conclusive word in the particular statement. So we should go for the second tip. That is eventually. That is hence, therefore, finally, and thus. These are the words that can conclude the sentence. You got it or not? Please let me know about it. We have completed our two tips. Now we are going for the third one. Have you heard about noun pronoun method while going to solve any type of para-jumble? We should go for the noun pronoun method. And that is very beneficial. To any type of sentence. While we are going to solve this, we will go for the noun pronoun method. It means we will use noun, and the second pronoun will be used to represent a noun. So pronoun will be used to represent a noun. It means noun will be on the first segment and pronoun will be on the second segment. Is it clear? Now go for it. In the beginning, that is the starting, that is the starter also. In the beginning, I saw a man in black coat and denim jeans who was looking for a job. I went and asked him if he could do my work. Think about it. If there are two sentences, the first one is in the beginning I saw a man in black coat and denim jeans who was looking for a job, and the second one is I went and asked him if he could do my work. So him is an objective case. Objective case of pronoun. Yes or no? Objective case of pronoun. It can be used on the place of a noun. So noun pronoun method always will be used in as a tips and tricks in a particular segment that is called jumble structure. After that, we should go for the fourth tip. And the fourth tip is use common factor. This is also an awesome trick while we are going to solve a para jumble structure. Use common factor. If there are two sentences and they are also connected to each other, there will be a common factor. Between them. Like when I went there, I saw that Rahul was teaching in a studio. The studio was full of lights and decorated with different flowers and sceneries. So here I am going to talk about these two particular statements. That is, the first one is he went and he saw that someone was teaching in a studio, and the second one is the studio was full of lights and decorated with different flowers and sceneries. So here in a studio is a phrase, and the second one is the studio. That are common factor. For a particular jumble. So it can be a common factor method. It can be a common factor method. We should use common factor method while we are going to solve any para jumble structure. So here we have discussed about our four tips and tricks that are noun pronoun method, that is beginning words, that is conclusive words, and that is use common factor method. Now we are going for the fifth one. If we are going to solve any type of para jumble, we can also go for pair construction. Construction can differ on tenses also. Like there will be an analysment of tense, or there will be a pair of tense. Like here is the third condition. And that is had. With third form of the verb will be used with would have with third form of the verb. Yes or no? And that is the pair. In a particular statement, in a particular sentence, if you find this one, you should go for the second one after that. You should go for the second pair after this one. If it will be A, then definitely it will be B. And that is pair. That is pair of tense. That is pair of condition. That is pair of tense, and that is pair of condition. So we can go for pair construction. Like if you had told me already about your problem, I would have tried to help you in this critical situation. Radhika was cooking food for her husband when they entered the kitchen. So entered is the second form of the verb, and was cooking is past continuous, and that is the pair also. As on the basis of sentence analysis. Do you get it or no? Yes or no? Let me know about it. So we have discussed 5 tips while going to solve any type of para jumble structure. Now we are going for the fifth one, B portion of, that is also pair conjunction. If we are going to solve any type of para jumble, that will be there will be a pair construction, and we can go for the pair conjunction. Like see, not only started to follow me. If not only is given in a particular statement, in a particular sentence, there will be a pair of but also in another. So definitely we will go for the complete pair of not only and but also. For the particular statement. Yes. So we can go for the pair conjunction theory. Now degree of comparison. If we are going to pair construction, then we can also go for degree of comparison. Like Radhika is more intelligent than any other student in the class. So more will be followed by than. And that is comparison. That is degree of comparison. That is also a pair. Now come for the sixth one. That is chronological order. And that is very important point. It's very important. If there are some data, some data is given to us, and if there is some time word given to us, then we can go for the chronological order. That is the two friends started their own business. In 1995. It means that happened in 1995. After that, they invested 10 lakh rupees on setup and marketing and worked hard for many years. In 2005, definitely I know about it that if I go for 1995, I will definitely go for 2005 according to the chronological order. So it must be in 2005 the company got an investment of 50 crore rupees by a global firm. And now what I'm talking about, now the recent valuation of the company is 3,000 crore in 2023. So it must be 2023 according to the chronological order. Yes or no? Do you get it? So now go for the seventh tip. You should follow the seventh tip, that is follow these. The first one is sentence structure. You should follow the sentence structure, that is SVOAC. That is also called subject, verb, object, adverb and complement. Subject, verb, object, adverb and complementary part. Yes. go for subject verb agreement. Go for subject verb agreement. If the particular subject is given in singular formation, definitely we will go for the singular verb, and if the particular sentence, the particular subject is given in the plural formation, we will definitely go for the plural first. Fixed preposition method, that is abide by, that is laugh at. It means we have to use fixed preposition with the given verb. Fixed preposition with the given verbs. Like none of the five sons respects his father, but each of the five daughters respect her father. Now come for the next method. That is we are having here 10 tips and tricks for the particular session. After that, we are going to start our Para Jumble structure that will be based on questions. Now go for the DNA method. And that is really important. What is DNA method? If we are going to solve any type of Para Jumble structure, we should match these like the last of the formation A, last of the sentence A will be connected to the first of the sentence B. That is called DNA method. So here is A, here will be B. It means the last of the sentence A will be connected to the first of the sentence B. Sentence B, it's very I'm not saying that it will definitely connect to B, but what I'm talking about, if we are going to solve this, we can connect the last of the part A to connect B, C to D, and E to F, and that is called DNA method. Like Ram is my brother. He is a generous man. Now what I'm talking about, he is pronoun. So that can be used for a noun also. So here is noun pronoun method, and that can be also as an the last of the sentence. It means brother, and brother denotes he. He is a generous man. He usually does his work on time. Come for the ninth one, that is short pair method. If we are going to solve any type of Para Jumble structure, we should not go for the complete structure. like A, B, C, D, E, and F. We should go for the short pairs. We have to confirm at first that if the pair of A and B, B and C, C and D, D, E, F, B, C, D, we can make it. Like 2 or 3 statements, 2 or 3 sentences can be confirmed, but the complete structure is usually can't possible at the very first moment. So hopefully you got my point. Now come for the last tip, and that is follow option elimination method. And obviously that is not much useful in banking examination, because there are not options given. There will be a structure that will be asked, that what will be the first, second, third, fourth, or the last statement. So it can be used also if we have given a structure that A B C D E, A B D C E. That will be useful for that, but in this particular session we are not going to discuss it. That can be also a tip and tricks. Now come to the point. We are going to start the questions. At first, let me know that do you get my points, that I have already given you 10 tips and tricks while you are going to solve any type of Para Jumble structure. Let me know about it. Very good evening, Priyanka. So here we are going to discuss our first question in this particular lecture, and the question first is, okay, here are 6 sentences A, B, C, D, and E. Now we are going to solve this. Let me tell you the first statement to 6th statement, that is A, B, C, D, E, and F. So should I move on from the screen? Okay, got it. Meditation, bahut badhiya. Perfect. Now we will make it in the sentence also. We have learned these tips and tricks. Now we are going to use it in the particular statement of PQRS, of Para Jumble structure. The first one is, when I reached the station, the train had already arrived. The second one is, one came running up to me, and with his help I began piling up my luggage on the entrance of the compartment. There were 5 minutes left for its departure. However, I made an effort to remain cool and called out to Kuli. As I carried off the last item, the train began to crawl out of the station. This made me a bit nervous as I had a lot of luggage with me. So go for it. Make the structure of the given question. What must be the structure? I'm giving you 1 minute time because it's not much congested. Okay, go for it. Go for it and let me know the answer of the question. So here we are. First question is on your screen. When I reached the station, what must be the structure of the para? We have given already 6 sentences in the particular para and we have to rearrange it according to the sense, according to the statement, according to the grammatical portion. Go for it, go for it. Okay, Trishna is saying it must be AFDBE. Okay, it's ACF, D, B and E. Good job. Okay, so here we are going to start it to rearrange it. When I reached the station, the train had already arrived, not departed. Train arrived to the station. Okay, one came running up to me. One must be the structure of pronoun. Yes or no? The structure of pronoun. One is a pronoun. One is a pronoun that is used in 2 senses. The first one is general sense, where one is used as a subject and singular helping verb will be used with one, and the possessive adjective that will be given to one, that will be once. Okay, so it must be general sense, and the specific sense of one is one of. The general sense and specific sense of one is, maybe it's visible to you. Here I'm going to write it, one singular helping verb. After that we should use once as an possessive adjective if we are going to have this one in general sense. If we are going to have it in a specific sense, it must be one of. The given noun must be in plural sense, given verb must be in singular sense, and the possessive adjective will be based on this verb. It must be singular, but according to the noun. Okay, go for it. When I reached the station, the train had already arrived. So here one is a pronoun, so we can't use the pronoun at first, because if we have already talked about the noun for the particular pronoun, then definitely we will go for it. There were 5 minutes left for its departure. For what's departure? Sir, it must be train's departure. Yes or no? It must be train's departure. So we have already talked about the train. So it must be after a short pair. Short pair can be used as, if we are using a, then C will be after it. It can vary on the place, but C will be after, definitely after. It will be used after A. However, However, I made an effort to remain cool. Why he wants to remain cool? Why he wants to remain cool and called out to coolly. Called out to coolly. Why he wants to remain cool? Is there any particular reason? Is there any particular reason? So if we are going to find out the reason behind him remaining cool, behind his remaining cool, that is as I carried up the last item, the train began to crawl out of the station. As I carried up the last items, the train began to crawl up out of the station. And the last one is, this made me a bit nervous as I had a lot of luggage with me. Have you heard that he is saying he was a bit nervous? He was a bit nervous. After that, if you are nervous, you will be trying to remain cool. You will be trying to remain cool. So it must be D after F. D after F. It means D after F. Is it D after F? Okay. After F, it means F or D. F or D. A or C. We have make it. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you so much. So here we are going to discuss this. That what must be the structure? What must be the structure? So it must be FD, it must be FD, it must be AC, it must be AC. Now come to the point. What else can be defined? We should start with there were 5 minutes left for its departure. For what departure? Train's departure. So train will be used at first. A will be, when I reached the station, the train had already arrived. There were 5 minutes left for its departure. So it must be C. Is it clear? After that, we are going to discuss the next one. And that is, this made me a bit nervous as I had a lot of luggage with me. He had a lot of luggage with him. So definitely we will go for the next one. That's F will be the right construction. And after that, we have decided that F and D, that is the short pair. I had a lot of luggage with me. However, I made an effort to remain cool and called out to coolly. He called out to coolly, and the coolie came. Who came? One came running up to me, and with his help, I began piling up my luggage on the entrance of the compartment. So it must be B. And the last sentence will be, after B, it will be E. As I carried up the last items, the train began to crawl out of the station. Hopefully you got my point. What I'm trying to say, that you must pair it in a single structure. You must know the noun pronoun method. You must go for the pairs. You must go for the sentence structure also. So there are some tips and tricks that can be used to solve any type of para jumble structure. So now we are going to start the question. Let me know the first answer of the question. Which sentence should come third in the passage? So it must be 1, 2, 3. It must be F. F must be third. So the answer will be C. Come for the second. Second one will be it's ACF DBE. ACF D, and E. So it must be, second must be C. So the right answer will be A. The fifth will be E. So the right answer will be C. Now come for the next. The structure is ACF DBE. Fourth will be D. So the right answer will be B for the particular question. Now come for the last. And that is last must be E. Last must be E. Yes or no? So the answer will be B. So the answer will be B. Yes, please. Come to the next question. Come to the next question. And that is, go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Now the second structure, the second question for the particular session, Para Jumble structure is A, B, C, D, E and F. There are 6 pairs. There are 6 pairs. Now we have to go for the solution. The first one is, anything that you touch will turn into gold. The king was delighted with his good fortune. Even though he was very rich, he always craved for more and more. Everything he touched turned into gold. He turned trees, grass, tables, chairs, flowers and vases into gold. One day he called his court magician and commanded, find me a spell that can get me more treasures than I already have. King Midas was a very greedy king. The magician said, Your Majesty, I can give you a power that no one else in this world has. Let me know about it. Let me know about it. Go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. There is the second question. There is the second question. There is the second question. Let me know the answer of the given question. Anything that you touch will turn into gold. Okay. Even though, what must be the starting of the question? What must be the starting of the question? And that is, anything that, even though, everything, one day, King Midas or the magician said. The magician said. There must be particular sense. There must be used noun pronoun method. There must be used. So nice of this, Trishna. It's really good to see you that you are saying E, B, D. How many hours? E, F. Sorry. The comments are not visible actually in a good way. Go for it, go for it, go for it. EBD, Krishna says EBD, FAC, FAC. That's quite good. That's quite good. We should go for it. We should go for it. How? How can we start the single sentence? How can we start this sentence? Anything that you touch, anything that is relative pronoun, that will be used for the particular thing, particular noun or pronoun. Anything that you touch will turn into gold. The king was delighted with his good fortune. The king was delighted with his good fortune. Even though he was very rich, Who was very rich? He was very rich. It means he is a particular person. That is pronoun. And that is used to represent a noun. So it must be representing a noun. Even though he was very rich, he always craved for more and more. Everything he touched. Here is he also. One day he called his court magician. The magician said, Your Majesty, I can give you. You is also a pronoun. So what I'm trying to say, if there are pronoun in every type of sentence, the noun must be used at a first statement. So it will get start from King Midas was a very greedy king. It must be E. After that, the magician said, and he called the magician. Where is it? He called the magician. Yeah, here is it. One day he called his court magician and commanded. We are going to use common factor. That here he called his court magician and here the magician said. It must be in the pair of D it must be in the pair of, it must be in the pair of D after F, after F, before F, sorry, F after D, F after D. It must be here, it must be here, okay. What can be else also? Anything that you touch will turn into gold. The king was delighted with his good fortune. Okay, even though he was very rich, he always craved for more and more. That is also a common factor. That is also a common factor because he was a greedy king. So here is the second sentence. Here is the second sentence that is going to support. That is going to support it. That is going to support it. Support it. And the supportive sentence is King Midas was a very greedy king. Even though he was very rich, he was very rich. Here is a contradiction. Here is a contradiction also that he was very rich, but he always craved for more and more, for more and more. So it must be E and B, E and B. After that, we should start with, if we have completed E and B, now we go for the anything that you touch, anything that you touch. No, everything he touched, everything he touched. Who touched? The king touched. So one day, now we should go for the next pair, that is one day he called his court magician and commanded, find me a spell that can get me more treasures than I already have. The magician said, Your Majesty, I can give you a power that no one else in this world has. So it must be E, B, D, F. E, B, D, F. Now A and C. Is it correct or not? Look for it. D and F, D and F. Now go for the next one. Everything he touched. Now he is saying, the magician said, Your Majesty, I can give you a power that no one else this world has. No one else this world has. Everything he touched turned into gold. Everything he touched, like let's see it. Everything he touched turned into gold. He touched. Here is touched. Here is touched. And anything that you touch will turn into gold. He said that anything that you will touch will turn into gold. So here must be A, and everything he touched turned into gold. That is, he turned trees, grass, tables, chairs, flowers and vases into gold. Yes or no? Do you get my point or no? I know that I am taking too much time about it, but what I am trying to say that what must be the pair, what must be the structure, what must be the comprehensive thoughts while we are going to solve any type of para jumble structure. What must be the tips and tricks? Because here are two questions that are usually not on that type of standard. If we are going for a standard question, then definitely tips and tricks will be same. Tricks will be same. So don't go for it. Now come for the answer of the given question. E, B, D, F, A, C. E, B, D, F, A, C. So the first will be E. First will be E. So the answer will be B. Second is B. Second is B. So the answer must be B. The third one is E, B, D, F, A, C. Third is D. D. Now for the fourth one is D. After that, F, A, C. Fourth is F. Fourth is F. Fifth is, okay, last is C. Last is C. So hopefully you got my point. Absolutely correct. Now come for the next. And here is another question on your screen. That is question number 3. She thought it was very dangerous to have that mallet there and started talking to herself. It must have been there for a long time, but somehow she had never noticed it before, and she began thinking. Saying all this, she threw her tools, sat herself down and began crying. Once evening, when Mia went down to the cellar, she happened to look up at the ceiling and saw a mallet, a kind of wooden hammer, one of the beams. She said, suppose I was to be married and have a son, and he was to grow up to be a man and come down into the cellar like I'm doing now, and the mallet was to fall on his head and kill him. What a dreadful thing it would be. What to say about Mia? What to say about Mia? Because she is overthinking now. She is overthinking now. Let's do it. What must be the pair of the given jumble structure? And don't worry about it. We are going to take an advanced level also, where we are going to solve that particular type of questions that will be asked in the examination. Here is a moderate level. Here is a moderate level. So you can go through the tips and tricks. You can go through the pair construction. You can go for the pair conjunction, noun pronoun method. You can go for the DNA method that are used in the particular session. The third question on your screen is, go for the structure. Who will be the first one who is going to solve this? Go for it, go for it. Okay, so Trishna says it must be DBAEC. Anyone else? Okay, meditation is also saying DBACE. Okay. Here is a confusion between C and E. Okay. So let's go for it. Let's go for it. What must be the answer? She thought it was a very dangerous to have. Sir, she thought. She thought. Yes, she thought. Now go for it. Now go for it. If I go for it, if I go for the particular question, I would like to have the noun pronoun method at first. I would like to have the noun pronoun method at first. Like she in the particular statement, and the second one has also she. The third one has also she. The fourth one has. The fourth one not has any C, and the fifth one has also C. So C is a pronoun word. C is a pronoun word. Okay. Okay. Look for it. Good job. Now we are talking about noun pronoun method. NP noun pronoun method, and this is if we are going to talk about the four statements, the four sentences, there is pronoun, and if we are going for the D, that has noun, that is Mia, and C represents Mia. Yes or no? So the question, the structure, the pair must be started with D, and that will be once evening, and that is also once evening. That is starting point also. Once evening, Mia went down to the cellar. She happened to look up at a ceiling and saw a mallet, a kind of wooden hammer, one of the beams. Okay. After that, what must be? She saw a mallet of one of the beams. She saw a mallet. Now she is thinking about it must have been there for a long time. What must? It must. It is also pronoun. So what is it talking about? It's talking about the hammer. That is also mallet. A mallet. Mallet. It is representing mallet here. So we must go for it must have been there for a long time. But somehow she had never noticed it before, and she began thinking. Now you can think for the particular session, and that is she started thinking. She began thinking. So it must be B. She began thinking, and what she thought. She began thinking, and what she thought, and that was she thought it was very dangerous to have that mallet there, and started talking to herself. And what she thought it was very dangerous. So it must be A. Now come for the last confusing pair. Now go for this question. I have already told you the DNA method. It means you should check the last the last of the particular statement with the first of the next statement. So here is that Mallet there and started talking to herself. If she is talking to herself, then definitely the next one will be she said. What she was talking to herself? She said, suppose I was to be married and have a son, and he was to grow up to be a man and come down into the cellar like I'm doing now, and the mallet was to fall on his head and kill him. What a dreadful thing it would be. She talking to herself that will happen to him, with his son, with her son. So it must be E. And all about this thinking, saying all this. What is saying all this? Saying these statements. It means saying all these. She, through her tools, sat herself down and began crying. And that is the ending point. Hopefully you get my point. And the right answer, the right structure will be DBAEC. So we are talking about the last, and that is C. DBAE and C. The first one is D. The second one is DBA. Third one is A. Second one is B. Hopefully you got my point. And fourth one is DBAEC. So it must be E. Hopefully you got my point. Yes or no? Let me know about it. Now come for the next one. And that is the level of the question. We are going to up the level of the question. Here we are going to talk about the first, second, third, fourth and fifth statement which is given to the particular jumble structure. And that is, if you are go for it. Sorry. So here are 5 sentences given to you. Let me know. If you are transitioning from products to services or vice versa, you have to know and understand these differences to effectively promote and sell. For example, a product is tangible, which means the customer can touch and see the product before deciding to make a purchase, and a service is intangible. Understanding the different changes in product and service marketing can help you establish the right approach for these transitions. Unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility, it will be a challenge to promote and sell your product. Companies that are marketing a product face different challenges compared to those that are promoting a service. And that is awesome. Go for it. Now go for it. What must be the right structure for the particular question? What must be the right structure for the particular question? So let me know about it. Trishna, meditation. You can give your answers also. And who is someone looking else also can give his answer. Now we have already come to the latest point, come to the next structure, that is ECDBA. Okay, are you sure? ECDBA. Okay, Krishna is saying it must be ECDBA. Now we have come to the advanced structure. Anyone else? Give a structure. Okay, Krishna is saying it must be start with E and go for, okay, It must be ECDBA. ECDBA, and someone is saying SEC. ECDBA. Okay. Go for it. Now come to the point. If you are transitioning from products to services or vice versa, you have to know and understand these differences to effectively promote and sell. Okay. For example, a product is tangible, which means the customer can touch and see the product before deciding to make a purchase, and a service is intangible. Okay. Here is an example. Here is an example of tangible and intangible. Here is an example of tangible or intangible. So it must be used before it. What is tangibility and intangibility? What is tangible and intangible? We have already discussed about tangible and intangible. That is the common factor. For example, we are going to talk about tangible, and that is the customer can touch and see the product before deciding to make a purchase, and a service is intangible. So what is tangible and intangible? Go for it. Understanding the different changes in product and service marketing can help you establish the right approach for this transition. Unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility. Okay. Here is, unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility, it will be a challenge to promote and sell your product. Okay. Unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility. What is the basic difference of tangibility? Tangibility? It's okay, Trishna. Go for it. Go for the next one also. What must be the answer? You can also tell it about it. So it must be the basic structure of tangibility. It must be D after B, and you are saying D after B. It is D after B. It means DB or BD. D after B, or D before B. Sorry for it. D after B or D before B. It must be. Okay, the answer is ECADB. No, we can go for it. It must start with E. Why? Here we are talking about tangible and intangible. Here we are talking about the basic difference of tangibility. Here we are going to discuss about the understanding the different changes in product and service. Here we are going to talk about the understanding of the difference between changes in product and services. And in the first sentence, if you are transitioning from products to services or vice versa, you have to know and understand these differences to effectively promote and sell. Go for the last one, and that is E. That is E. That you are saying that companies that are marketing a product face companies that is relative pronoun, that is relating to companies that are marketing a product face different challenges compared to those that are promoting a service. It means there is a big difference. There is a big difference between a product and a service. There is a big difference between a product and a service. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the second one. For example, a product is tangible. We are going to talk about. Here I am talking about the difference between a product and a service. Now I am going to tell you that what is service and what is a product. So here I am going for an example, like a product is tangible, which means the customer can touch and see the product before deciding to make a purchase, and a service is intangible. So here we have decided that what is service and what is product. So the pair must be E after B. B must be after E. B must be after E. After that, we will go for unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility. Now we have discussed that what is tangible and what is intangible. Okay, ECDAB. Okay, come to the point, it's now we are going to discuss that what is tangibility. So here we are, unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility, it will be a challenge to promote and sell your product. If you don't know that what is tangible and what is intangible, you can't sell your product. So here is the sentence that is commonly factorized for the second one. Now we have discussed tangible and intangible in the particular statement, and now we are going to say that unless you understand, it means you have to understand the basic structure, you have to understand the basic difference between tangible and intangible. So we must go for the next one, that will be D. After that, unless you understand the basic difference of tangibility, it will be a challenge to promote and sell your product. Now come to the next point. Now we have only 2 points. Understanding the different changes in product and service marketing can help you establish the right approach for this transition. If you are transitioning from products to services. Now we are going to talk about transitioning. We are going to talk about transitioning, and that is based on products to services. And in the particular statement, we are going to discuss about understanding the different changes in product and services marketing can help you establish the right approach for this transition. So it must be A and C. It must be A and C. EBDAC. So hopefully you all made a mistake about it. Okay, so it must be EBDAC. Now come to the answer. The last one, EBDAC. So the last one will be D. Option will be D. What is it? EBDAC. The first one is E. Okay. The second one is B. The third one is D. The fourth one is A. Hopefully you got it. Is it okay? Now, is there anything do you want to ask? Now we are going to take an advanced part of Para Jumble structure in the next session. Definitely we are going to take it. And the level of advanced structure will be on that basis, that will be relatable to your examinations. And now we have come to the point also in the last structure. So hopefully you like the session. Go for it. Share with your friends. Yes, please. Is there anything do you want to ask? I'm here for you for 30 seconds. You ask me anything. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a great day. See you soon in the next session.